Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to my family's kitchen recipe. Tonight I will be making caramel nut bars. Here are the ingredients. You will need 1 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour, 1/4 brown sugar. You could either use dark brown sugar or light brown sugar, and softened butter. I'm just gonna mix everything together and then throw it in the oven. So this is what's gonna make the crust. Butter. Usually you're supposed to leave the butter room temperature soften, and this is unsalted butter, okay? But because I didn't have time, so I kind of melted in the microwave for 30 seconds. I mean, that will work too if you're in a hurry. I'm just gonna stir everything together. And again, this is not gonna be like a doughy texture. This is just gonna be dry dough, kind of dry, because that's what's gonna make a crispy crust. And then I'm gonna use my hand to make sure that everything mixed in. You'll know when it's ready when the dough is like kind of forming into like a ball. So like you touch it and it's kind of sticking together. That's when it's ready. But I'm just gonna do a little bit more so make sure all the dough gets all the butter in. This recipe almost every other week for my husband. This is like his favorite. So I'm going to transfer, now it's like ready. So I'm going to transfer it to my baking pan here, and I already butter spray everything. Make sure you butter spray really good, so that way it, when you cut it, everything comes out nicely. So I'm just going to lay this out kind of flat. Kind of play with it. And this is gonna, I forgot to mention, you want to preheat your oven to 350 before you can start this. So by the time you're done mixing everything, it should be ready. So I'm gonna throw this into the oven for about 15 minutes. When you're done, just making sure all the butter gets in, I'm just gonna pat this, just gonna flatten this with my hand, but you want to make sure that the middle part of the crust is thick and the outside are thin, because what happens if it's too thin in the middle, your caramel and your nuts or whatever nuts that you use will not stay, okay? Everything will break apart. So you want to make sure it stays. So the most important part is the middle part. Like this one is too thin, so I just add a little bit over here. Then this is gonna go in the oven for 15 minutes, okay? You don't want to overcook this, because if you overcook this, everything will burn, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna put this in the oven for 15 minutes and we'll come back and check on it. For the meantime, I'm gonna prepare the topping, which is the caramel with nuts, and I'm gonna show you guys how to make that. Okay, so now we're gonna do the topping, or the caramel nuts on top of the bar. Right here I have 2 cups of brown sugar, but it's because I'm doing double. But if you're doing single, you just want to do 1 cup, okay? And here I have 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, but actually I use 2 because again I'm doing double. Right here I have 1/4 cup of whipping